I want to take a moment and focus specifically on the healing process after stage 9. It takes place at the tail end of stage 9. Now, stage 9 is actually a stage that doesn't really end. Stage 9 is the shifting and the shadow work stage. This is basically a process, and I discussed this in my previous video, where I go over the process, and there's a lot to cover during this stage. This is the Rorschach print perspective. This is part of it. And the Rorschach print perspective is actually the itemized detailing of what it is you're going to be doing when you go through the shifting and the shadow work process. But while this cycle is occurring, this 4 or 5 stage cycle is occurring, you're just going to repeat this 4 or 5 stage cycle, but you're going to level up. And that is really what I want to talk to you about with this video is leveling up. When I started therapy, I was told with borderline personality disorder, I had PTSD with over 44 triggers. I had social anxiety that was so severe that I was a shut-in for 20 years. So when I walked into therapy, one of the things that I was told immediately was that I could expect no less than 10 years on my therapy. They said, but there were people with borderline personality disorder where it takes 20 years to recover from. I also had multiple personality disorder. Dissociative identity disorder is what it's called now. And they basically told me that there were some illnesses that would not be cured and that it is something I would have for the rest of my life. I really did not take this news well. That's when they changed my perspective and I launched into a period of grief, and I went through that stage of grief. So there was this moment where I had to think, I'm at stage 1, I'm at ground zero, and I know where I want to go. And now you're telling me it's going to take 5 to 10 years, 20 years to get there. That's when I really put myself together in a few months and invented this program because I wasn't okay with their answer. I was not okay with being told that there was no cure for borderline. I was not okay with being told that it was going to take me 10 to 20 years. And I was not okay with being told that there were some things that would never be cured. So I had 20 years of psychology and philosophy studies at that time. And that's when I built this program because that answer discouraged me. And as I write all this out and I talk to you about this, I can see you having the same discouragement. Oh my God, you're telling me that it's going to take me 15, 20 years for me to feel results? No, that's not what I'm saying. And this is why I want to clarify. You're going to level up. Where you are right now is probably ground zero, stage 1, or level 1. Okay. You just got into this area, this world, this environment, and you might be excited, you might be pumped up, you might be ready to go, and then I present this information to you and immediately discouragement follows, and I do not blame you. But you're not going to be at level 1 for the entire 10 years and then boom, you're at level 50. That's not at all how it happens. I am at level 50. I started to see improvement and progress after 6 months. I leveled up at 6 months. I was at level 2 at 6 months. By the time I was a year into my therapy, I was level 5. By the time I was 18 months into my therapy, I was easily level 15. By the time I was 2 years into my therapy, I would say, easily at level 20, 25. By the time I was 5 years into my therapy, I was a solid level 30. Now, level 20 was awesome, and level 30 was awesome. Even level 5 was awesome. Because what I want you to focus on is the improvement from where you are now, not the duration that this is going to take you 10, 20 years. It's a process, it's a lifetime. But it's not that you're going to be at level 1 where you are now for the next 10 years. It's that you are going to level up. You are going to see improvements within a few months. And that really needs to be the focus. That really needs to be what you focus on. Now, I was told 20 years to a lifetime. And I crammed it into 5 years. These are literally the words of my therapist. She looked at me that day. I was talking to her about all my improvements and everything I had created. I talked to her about this program. And she sat there slack jawed looking at me and just said, "Oh my God, you crammed 20 years of therapy into 5." Yes, I did. Now, I did that. And this is something I really want to emphasize on you, without any help from anybody, without any unusual help, I should say. I had my therapist. My therapist was a compass. That's what therapists are. They're just compasses. I did not have a guide. I did not have this program at that time. I had to stop my therapy to invent this program. You don't have that. You have something better. You have this program already done, already written up, already laid out for you. So you are already at a significant higher advantage than I was when I did this program, because I had to keep stopping my therapy and analyze. I had to pause, step back, and ask the question, what is going on with my mind right now? What is going on with my feelings right now? What exactly is the process that's taking place? This was not information that was given to me. I had to research it and figure it out for myself. And I had to piecemeal it together. So it took me 5 years, 5 solid years of just leveling up. And then from 2020 to 2023, I really, really cranked it up and I did something else on a whole nother level with my empowerment. I brought Tai Chi into it. I brought meditation. I brought energy healing into it. So when I did that, it was like I Ubered up and I got this massive power pack at level 50 and I really took off. I would say I crammed another 20 years of healing into just 3 years. And I just made some more tweaks and adjustments over the last week at my level 50 that's really going to amplify and help me soar and just completely knock the next agenda on my list out of the water. But you already have this road paved for you, and that's really what I'm trying to say with this particular video is my road was not paved. I'm the one who went through the first time with the tools and the equipment, and I cut the road out, and it took me 8 years total to cut this road out for myself. So it should, I believe, I believe wholeheartedly that it will take you a lot less time, because I was creating a road while I was doing the work. So it took me 8 years total to create the road while I was doing the work. And this is after they told me it would take me 20 years to a lifetime. So now I'm telling you, the road is already made. I have already walked down this path. You have a guide, you have a mentor literally walking you through this process. So I want to say that it should take you less than 10 years. I want to say it should take you about 5 years. And for those of you who figure this out very quickly and you figure out how it fits into your life perfectly and you master it, for those of you who are really dedicated to making this your lifestyle, I believe truly that you're going to see changes. You're going to see changes immediately. But then I suspect, I'm theorizing that you are going to be at level 50 in 3 years. I really want to say that the people behind me will be at level 50 in 3 years. That is what my theory is. And that is specifically talking about those who are really fully dedicated to this, who have the ability to completely implement this and just run with it. Everyone is different. I am very curious about feedback and measuring how long it takes everybody to see how long it takes them to get through this. But I want to reassure you that even though I'm putting down that this stage can last up to 20 years, that this stage can be 10 to 20 years, that current psychologists are saying that, oh, this is lifetime, there is no cure. That's not true. That is not true. I cure diseases that they told me there are no cures to. So when I say to you, it's going to take you 10 years, I don't think so. I'm just giving you the data and the information that I observed, that it took me, that I was told. But I'm telling you, they didn't have this program. And I did have this program, but I had to invent this program while I was living it. So I laid out the road and I got to level 50 in 8 years total. So now I'm telling you, I think because you don't have to carve out this road and because you're going into this at level 1, knowing what's ahead of you, and that's something I did not have. I was blind and in the dark and absolutely, okay, what do I know about psych? Let's piecemeal all my psych books together. That being said, I really think it's going to take you 3 years total, 5 at most. And I really feel skeptical about 5. I really think it's going to be closer to 3 years because you're not building the road, because you're not figuring this out 6 months down the road, because you're walking in at level 1 going, here's all the information. Here's everything you need to know. This is what's going on. This is the outline. This is what's going to happen. This is the stages of healing. This is the parts of the psychology and the subconscious that you're not familiar with, that I didn't know at your stage. You are already so far advanced than I was at your stage because I did not have me to walk me through this. You do. So, this is just basically a pep video to say, do not get discouraged. You are starting off at a place that is so far ahead than where I started. So, and don't think of it as from 0 to level 50. It's not level 0 to level 50. You're going to see improvement almost right away. You're going to see improvement within a few months. You don't think about level 50. Think about level 2. Think about level 5. That's what I want you to be thinking about right now. Getting to level 5, getting to level 6, getting to level 7. That's where your mind really needs to be. Do not allow yourself to get discouraged with comparing your level 1, your level 0 to my level 50. It's not fair to yourself. So, that being said, there's a lot to cover in stage 9. That's why there's 2 work videos here. That's why there's dialogue. That's why there's bullet points. Stage 9 is huge. Stage 9 encompasses the majority of the program. And we're going to be spending a lot of time on stage 9. There's a lot of getting the mindset right and getting you all prepped for the journey you're about to start. There's giving you a lot of the tools that's going to help you get through stage 9 when you reach stage 9. There's going to be a lot of education material, things that you have to understand about the subconscious mind for you to pull this off, and you can pull it off. And then we're going to do stage 9. And it's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of hand holding, a lot of get your self care regimen. You're going to need it. You're going to need this to get through it. If you know where you are with your healing and if you understand what's happening to you while it's happening to you, it stops happening to you and you start working with it. You're going to work with yourself to get yourself through this. And I'm going to show you how. I am mentoring you to get you through this, and you're going to have all the tools to get you through this. So stage 9 is a big stage, which is why there is so much material here for stage 9. And again, why I've included 2 videos with stage 9. Stage 9 is big. Thank you so much for your time, and may the kindest of words always find you.